everybody? Welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to talk about why Giancarlo Esposito, otherwise known as Gus from Breaking Bad, should be Professor X. Now, this whole thing got spurred on because yesterday, I believe Giancarlo Esposito was at some type of fan event, some type of con event, and he was talking about how he has had conversations with Marvel Studios. He has sat down and talked to Kevin Feige and them about a role. And now he didn't say he got casted in a role or anything like that, but he did say he had sat down to talk to them. And he was kind of, playing it up to the fans, saying, oh, there's been talk about Doctor Doom, there's been talk about Professor X, not Professor X, there's been talk about Magneto, and there's been all these different conversations. And he said himself, now, it makes me feel like, now to be all, out there, it does make me feel like he's less likely to play any of those characters he just named just because he spoke about them. Because I'm not sure he would even speak about it if he was cast as one of those characters. You know what I mean? Which makes me think he isn't playing Doctor Doom, he isn't playing a Magneto, he isn't playing Professor X. Because if he was, I'm just not sure if Marvel would let him speak on it. But if we take him at his word, I do think it is something to note that he himself said that he would like to play Professor Xavier. That he was putting it out there that he would like to play Professor Xavier. So either two things is happening here. Either he is playing a completely different character than any of these characters we named, and we just don't know who it is yet. Maybe he's playing the fucking Silver Surfer or some shit. Like, we don't know, because Silver Surfer would probably be a mostly CGI character, so it really would just be a voice. Or maybe he's playing Galactus, but he's playing a character that isn't these characters. Either that's the first option, or the second option is when he met with Marvel Studios, he wanted to get Professor X. They were like, we'll see, we'll get back to you about it. And now he wants to put it out there to put the metaphorical fire to Marvel Studios' feet to be like, hey man, they want me to be Professor X. Look, I want to be Professor X, they want me to be Professor X. Using the public to help get the role that he wants. To me, it's only those two options. To me, it just feels like it's only those two options because he wouldn't have said it if he was cast in any of these roles unless he is trying to get cast as Professor X and he's like, I'm going to put this shit out there so that they'll come back around and give me the role. Like, that's the other option. So I'm going to just put that out there up front. This could be much to do about nothing and much to do about nothing. But that's not fun, so let's take him on face value. I'm going to go with he really does want to be Professor X. And I have been saying it for a while. I have had a lot of fan castings. From John Krasinski to Jason Bateman. I've had a lot of fan casting. There's a lot of fan castings out there. The Rock as Ben Grimm, all kinds of things. But I have firmly thought it would be really fucking cool to have Giancarlo Esposito as Professor X. Because first of all, that would be a Professor X with swagger on 10,000. Giancarlo Esposito is such a smooth swagger man that would be a Professor X with very smooth and swagger. Very smooth and swaggerish Professor X that you ain't never seen before. Second of all, I just want to see, because if you've ever watched his roles and you really pay attention to them, there's always a bit of wise nurturing inside of it. Like, it's what lures you in to the terror of what he really is. But I always wanted to just see the scary stuff kind of rubbed off and just see Giancarlo Esposito play an actual good guy. Because even in his role as Gus, in his roles and different things, hell, even in his role in Far Cry 6 and his role as in The Mandalorian, well, like, I always feel like there is something in him that is better, but it's drowned in the darkness, and I would just love to see him play something different. And he himself pretty much kind of said, I would like to do something different. And I would just love to see, because like you never want someone to get typecast. When you get typecast, it's a bitch. Like, it's hard to get out of it, and you have to really try. And I think an actor of his caliber deserves the opportunity to play a character that is that is almost the antithesis, the polar opposite of characters, of his most iconic characters. To play a nurturer, a teacher, a leader, you know, a father figure like character, like Professor X. And he has the elegance, he has the, what's the word I'm looking for? God damn it! He brings a certain level of legitimacy to the role because of his name, because of the character, because of the size of his, you know, his resume and whatnot. And like, the thing is, if you're gonna get an actor to come play Professor Xavier, you need to get an actor of his caliber. Not only that, but Marvel Studios, and like I've said before in other videos, prepare to get pissed off. If you're a hardcore, you want it exactly like the comic books, prepare to get pissed off. And there's just nothing to be helped for you. But Kevin Feige already said that he was going to go in a totally different direction. I don't think this version of Xavier is going to be bald. I think he'll still be in the wheelchair, because I think that's just too good of an opportunity to like kind of have awareness on disabled and people in wheelchairs, and to have a character and have a powerful character who's in a wheelchair. It's too good for all the metrics to do that. So he's still gonna be in the wheelchair, but he's probably not gonna be bald. He's probably gonna just look like Giancarlo Esposito, except maybe he'll be a shaven Giancarlo Esposito, and he'll be a slightly nicer and slightly, because like when you see Giancarlo in real life, he's such a happy-go-lucky guy. It's one of those things where you're just like, yeah, he's such a good dude in real life that it's gonna be fun to see him actually just be that guy in a movie. I just think that, like I said, I just think that from the fact of the matter is, to get to see him play a different type of role would be awesome. He brings a certain level of gravitas. That's the word I was looking for, gravitas. He brings a certain level of gravitas and grace, and you believe him as a leader of something. And it'll be a change of pace. It would be a completely change of pace, because it'll be him, Xavier, as a different race, which there's been a big thing made about that, by the way, on Twitter, about race swapping and the whole thing about that, which I'm debating making a video about, because I literally, like, because I've said it before, and I know some people feel differently about race swapping. To me, it doesn't matter unless it changes the actual character. And you know, and I know it's kind of hard for some people to hear this, for some people to believe this, but for the majority of white characters, not all, me and my friend Seth, we talked about this. I think there are a couple white characters who need to be white, because it's very essential to the character, and if you change them from being white, it will completely change the character. I believe Daredevil needs to be white, because of certain aspects of that character. I believe Peter Parker needs to be white, just because, you know, it takes away from Miles. If he's black, then the whole Miles thing really doesn't have as much you know, oomph to it. I believe Tony Stark has to be white, because because as much as I would love to live in the world where a black or a Asian man was the number one, you know, tech guy for the U.S. government during World War II, that's just a ridiculous notion to try to get across. I think Cap has to be white, because once again, it would just change the entire context of his story and what he is. Like, a Thor has to be white, but just because of, like, you know, just because of like the mythology of it all. And it's just like, it'd be just like, I mean, you could change Thor, but it just would be just doing too much. There are, like I say, there are certain characters in comics that should be white, and I have no problem with them being white. But the majority of them, there is nothing in their whiteness tying them to being white, and you can change their character. You can change their race without really affecting anything. And Charles Xavier is another one of those characters who you can change. Yes, like some people pointed out, he does have apparently he does have like more Jewish heritage, but that's an aspect of his character that is never really played up. It's never been a big part of his character. Like, it's been a part of his character that it conveniently shows up, but it's not the same thing as like Moon Knight, where like that is a part of his character. It's not the same thing as some versions of Spider-Man, where like it is a part, like you physically see it all the time. Like I don't remember it being mentioned once in the entire I don't know how many episodes of X-Men 97, of the old 90s X-Men cartoon. I don't remember mentioned once in any X-Men cartoon, which means clearly even the writers don't find that whole him being Jewish thing to be that important. You know, people just bring it up because they're like, well, why does it have to be this? And literally, I had to do someone, and I love it when this happens because this shows up. And like, whenever you start talking about race swapping, eventually it comes up where someone's like, well, why can't there be white characters, white people cast in these black roles? You know, why can't there be a white guy cast as Black Panther? Yeah. Why can't there just be this one white dude who's in the middle of Black Panther, who's in the middle of this hidden African country full of nothing but black people, but they're ruled by one white guy? Why can't that happen? You know, inevitably there'll be the idiots saying that, and that's like them changing this race would cause a lot of stuff, but I don't think it's that big of a deal actually. Xavier's race has never had any importance on his actual character, and it would be something different. It'd be a different visual, too, and have Giancarlo Esposito as Charles Xavier. Something completely different that is not what fans are used to seeing, and it will completely distinguish their X-Men from the Fox's X-Men, which I'm telling you right now, they are going to do some shit that's going to piss you off. They are going to distinguish their version of the X-Men from any other version of the X-Men. That's what they're gonna do. So they're gonna be some casting decisions that are gonna be very interesting, and I think this one is one that should happen. Thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like, subscribe, and what do you think? Should Giancarlo Esposito be cast as Professor X, or should he be in another role? I personally would love to see him give it a shot. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show again. Please like, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Goodbye.